Well, this was always likely to happen. The Federal Liberal Party's internal war is having a big impact on members across the country. It's got to the point where Liberal Party members are deciding to walk away. It's the latest blow for Sussan Ley. More than 200 members have quit the Liberals en masse. They've quit the South Australian branch due to weak leadership. SA Liberal Director Alex Hyde has briefed the state executive on the enormous walkout. The 200 who've quit represent roughly 5% of the party's entire South Australian membership, so it's a massive blow. According to The Australian, resignations began when members were asked to renew their Liberal Party memberships. One Liberal source says it's wrong to suggest that people who've quit are extremists or hardliners. The source says they're not cookers or crackpots. They're people who've been long-standing members of the Liberal Party for 20, 30 or 40 years. Joining us on the line right now, Liberal MP and Shadow Attorney-General Andrew Wallace. Andrew, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ben. Good morning to your listeners.
They're walking away from your party, Andrew.
Well, some people may be walking away from the party, but as some people walk, other people join, Ben. I've been a member of the Liberal Party for 25 years, and people come and people go. And as much as I hate to see people leave, of course, that's their democratic right to do so if they disagree with the direction of the party. But equally, we are seeing, particularly in Queensland, we are seeing people join the party as well.
You know that it's hard to get people to sign up to political parties. The most important thing is to hang on to the ones you've got. You must be concerned, even if you're not admitting it here on radio, that 200 people at once have walked away from the Liberal Party.
Well, Ben, as I said, it concerns me greatly when even one person leaves. And when people leave in my own electorate, I will contact them and try and find out what their problem is or what their issues are. Look, there's no doubt that there are some people who are unhappy, but there are still people joining. I can tell you that much.
I can tell you why they have left, because they've told us. They are saying it's because of Sussan Ley's weak leadership.
Well, if they knew Sussan like I knew Sussan, they wouldn't have that view. Sussan is an incredibly strong woman. If you look at what she has done and where she's been over her working life, all her life, she's been told that she can't do this and she can't do that. She's a pilot. She's an airline. She's an air traffic controller, a tax specialist. She's been told, as many of us have been, you'll never amount to anything. But I think she's a very strong woman doing a very, very difficult job at a difficult time.
If she's been so impressive over her parliamentary career, and I don't doubt that she has, why do so many people think she's been so unimpressive since becoming leader?
Whenever a party loses an election, and this is the second one on the trot for us, and they've been significant losses, there are always going to be people who are unhappy. It's axiomatic. It just it stands for itself that people are going to be unhappy with us. But just as a football team, even the Lions can't stay on top forever. Political parties they wax and they wane, and this is a period of real difficulty for the Liberal Party. But we will rebuild. All
right. Just lastly on this, just on the football analogy, there, can you imagine if the captain or the coach was saying, "Look, I don't know what we're going to do to win. I don't know what plays we're going to have on the field. I'm not sure of the plan of attack. I'm going to spend 6 months going around the country and asking other people what they think I should do." You'd be laughed out of the dressing room.
Well, Ben, I think it's really important to recognise that Sussan, at the get-go, has said that she would be a consultative leader. And I know that people are really hankering for some outcomes in relation to policy, and that makes sense. But I think, particularly in relation to energy and many other things, we have to take the time to get these right. This is not a matter of, we're going to an election in a week or a month or even 6 months' time. There's 2.5 years before the next federal election. And after, such a considerable drubbing, we need to make sure why our policies were, so unsuccessful in the eyes of the Australian public. And we need to work on those policies and get them right. And that's exactly what we're doing in relation to energy, for just one example.
All right. I think she's got to hurry up. This is Andrew Wallace, the Shadow Attorney-General. We mentioned on Monday, Andrew, that only 21% of freedom of information requests have been granted in 2024 and 2025. That's down from almost 60% in 2011, 2012. This is where people put in an FOI request because they're trying to find out information that they think is relevant to the public. Why is this government so secretive when it comes to granting FOIs?
Well, that's a terrific question, Ben. And, you know, your listeners would recall in the lead up to the 2022 election that the now Prime Minister stood up and constantly banged on about how the coalition, there was a lack of integrity and openness and transparency, and how he would bring this new world to the Parliament and he would restore integrity and transparency. Well, what crock? Because at the first opportunity, this Prime Minister is trying to significantly water down freedom of information laws. This is a regime that enables punters, just everyday Australian citizens, the media, stakeholders, environmental groups, to be able to put in a request for information that is held by the government to understand why the government has made certain decisions the way they have. And what we're seeing, even under this regime, under this current piece of legislation, that fewer than 1 in 4 FOI requests are granted in full. That this is the lowest level of transparency that we've seen in 30 years, and the government wants to water it down even further.
Is there anything you can do about it from the opposition side?
Well, you might. I know we don't know each other, Ben, but I'm pretty hoarse right now because I spent most of the day yesterday talking in Parliament about this bill. The coalition have been fighting this bill, not just the coalition. This is one of the rare occasions where the coalition has teamed up with across the board with the crossbenchers. This bill does not have a friend in the world apart from the public service and the Labor Party. The Labor Party are trying to reduce accountability, their own accountability to the Australian people. And as I said, this bill does not have a friend in the world. Unfortunately, though, it's likely to pass through the House of Representatives. But I do believe that they will not get it through the Senate, because unless some sort of grubby deal is done, the number of people and number of MPs and senators who are speaking out against this bill gives me some heart that it won't go anywhere.
OK, we know that grubby deals have happened before in the Senate. Let's hope it doesn't happen on this occasion. Good to talk to you, and let's talk again.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you very much. There's Andrew Wallace, the Shadow Attorney-General.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.